Hello students, grade 8, subject science, chapter number 11, force and pressure. So you all are welcome in second session. Students, let's we talk about the concept of force first of all. So everybody open your textbook and see. In class 7 you have learned how objects move. Do you recall how we can decide whether an object is moving faster than another? What does the distance moved by an object in unit time indicates? You also know that moving object like a ball rolling on the ground which slows down. Sometimes it may changes its direction of motion. It is also possible that the ball may slow down and also change its directions. So have you ever wondered what makes an object slow down or go faster or change its direction of motion? Let us recall some of our everyday experiences. What do you do to make a football to move? What you should do? So here to move football, how does a goalkeeper stop a ball? A hockey player changes the direction of the moving ball with the flick of the stick. How do fielders stop a ball hit by a batsman? Just now we have seen in the figure. In all these situations, the ball is either made to move faster or slower, or its direction of a motion is changed. We often say that the force has been applied on a ball when it is kicked or pushed, thrown or flicked. So what is the force? What can it do to the bodies on which it is applied? We shall seek the answer to the such question in this chapter. Now force it is an actions of either a push or pull. So action like picking, opening, shutting, kicking, hitting, lifting, flicking, pushing, pulling are often used to describe certain tasks. Each of these actions usually result in some kind of change in the state of motion of an object. So can these terms be replaced with one or more terms? Let us find out. Here an activity table 11.1 gives some example of familiar situation involving the motion of objects. You can add more such situations or replace those given here. Try to identify the actions involved in each case as a push and pull or both. Record your observations. One example has been made for you. You see, identify an actions as a pull or pull. First of all, number one, moving a book placed on a table. Whether identify the actions. Here the number of actions are given. Pushing, pulling, picking, hitting, lifting, lowering, flying, kicking, throwing, shutting, flicking. So here which number of actions are you can find? Pushing you can find pulling, and you can find lifting. So whatever the actions are there, please write down here, and actions can be grouped as a push and pull, both should be present. You can push the book, you can pull the book also, right? So you write down here. So like this way you can fill number 2, opening or shutting a door, drawing a bucket of a water from the well, a football player taking penalty or kick, then cricket ball hit by a batsman, moving a loaded cart, opening a drawer. Fill this activity by yourself. Now, do you notice that each of the actions can be grouped as a pull or push or both? Sometimes you require pull. Say for example, when you close the door, which actions you require? to pull the door as well as to push the door, and both the actions you require. So can we infer from this that to move an object it has to be pushed or pulled? So in science, a push or pull on an object is known as force. Thus, we can say that the motion imparted to object was due to the action of force. So force is nothing but push or pull on an object. So when does the force come into play? Let us find out. Now number 1, forces are due to an interaction. Here you see the example. Let's we understand this situation. Forces are due to an interaction. Trying to understand by these examples. Suppose a man is standing behind a stationary car. Will the car move due to this presence? Due to his presence? Suppose the man now begin to push the car, figure number 11.2b. This is 11.a. The person he is just standing behind the car. Can car move? No, right? In presence, car cannot move. So he has to apply the force. Means he has to push the car. Then and then car can move. You see in 11.2b. Now student, you see the situation 11.2b. The person he just pushed the car by a man. Now you see the another example. Two girls, they are pushed to one another. First girl pushed to other one and the other one pushed to first one. Who is pushing and whom? Can you identify? Now figure 11.3 shows that three situations that may be familiar to you. Can you decide who is pulling or who is pushing in these cases? So in figure number 11.3a, both the girls appear to push each other. While in this figure number 11.3b, both the girls, they are pulling to each other. Correct? Now you see this figure number 11.3c. Who is pulling to whom? Now cow is pulling to boy and boy is pulling to cow. You see that in this case also. Now the girls in two situations shown here, they are applying force on each other. Is it also true for the man and the cow? From this example, we can infer that at least two objects must interact for a force to come into play. Right? So two objects are required to do a force to come into play. Thus, an interaction of an object with another object result in a force between two objects. So when two objects are there, then and then we can apply the force correctly and that objects convert into motion. So students, today we stop up till here this explanation. Okay. So have a nice day and goodbye.